Thanks for visiting Buffzone.com. My name is Kyle Ringo. I'm the CU beat writer for the Daily Camera newspaper. This is veteran Daily Camera sports columnist Neill Woelk. Today we're at Boulder's new 29th Street Mall. Neill, last week you saw Dan Hawkins win his first game as football coach at Colorado. I know you've been covering CU sports for a long time. You saw Fred Folsom win his first game, didn't you?
Actually, I was an assistant coach under Fred Folsom, Kyle, and they were going to name the stadium after me, but they decided to go ahead and name it after Fred. I have been at the Daily Camera for a long time. I've been covering CU sports for about 25 years. And last week, Kyle Ringo made me wear a bag over my head until the Buffaloes actually won a game. I predicted a win over Texas Tech. They won, as I said they would. I said that Texas Tech's offense was a fraud. It was proven out by the Buffaloes. I said when the Buffaloes finally won a game that Kyle Ringo would get to wear a bag over his head. So today, we brought a bag for Kyle Ringo. He gets to wear a bag over his head until the Buffaloes lose again, which is not going to happen. And Kyle, just for you, I even painted some hair on the top of this for you, just so you'd know what it's like.
That's brutal, but there's absolutely no chance I'm putting this bag on my head.
Okay, well, they are going to beat Oklahoma this weekend. I said last week that they were going to win 6 in a row, that last week was going to be the beginning of a 6-game winning streak. It's 1 down, it's 5 to go, Kyle. Oklahoma's next.
Yeah. You seem to think that this one victory somehow is going to lead to a bowl game, 6 consecutive wins, and I'm more of the opinion that the Buffs could easily just go right back to their former selves, a team that doesn't execute every play like it needs to. They could easily, they could win 6 games in a row, but they could just as easily win or lose their remaining 5 games.
They're not going to lose their remaining 5, Kyle. Last week we saw against Texas Tech the kind of team they can be. We saw an outstanding defense. We saw an offense that is still coming together. It's getting better every week. They're going to Oklahoma next week. Oklahoma's hurting. They don't have Adrian Peterson. They may not have their great linebacker. This is a chance for them to start a winning streak. They're going to win this weekend. It'll be 2 down and 4 to go. They're going to go to the Big 12 championship game. And let me paint this scenario for you here, Kyle. This is what's going to happen. They're going to win 6 in a row. They're going to go to the Big 12 championship game. They're going to upset Texas in the Big 12 title game, and they're going to go to the Fiesta Bowl. And who's going to be waiting for them in the Fiesta Bowl? None other than Boise State, where Dan Hawkins will be reunited with his old team and have to beat them in the Fiesta Bowl and a BCS Bowl as a 7-6 team.
Neill, you were right last week, but that was the first time all year you've been right. You've been picking CU all year. You're now 1-6. You have like a 17% winning percentage.
But
man.
see, it's
You're
going to keep going up.
Buffs.
It's going to keep going up, and that's the thing. This is the start. I said last week, the beginning of that 6-game winning streak. Here it is. They're going to start out this week. They're going to go down to Oklahoma, a place they haven't won in a while, against a top 25 team, and they're going to win. And this is next week. You're going to have to wear the bag on your head because Oklahoma is going to go down. Colorado's going to win, and they'll be ready for a BCS Bowl.
I'm not wearing a bag on my head.
But Kyle, it has hair for it. See, you can see what it's like.
I'll wear the bag on my head, Neill. If the Buffs do exactly what you say, if they win 6 games, I'll have the bag on my head at the end of the season. If they're 6-6, hell, if they're 6-6, the cheerleaders can come down and braid my chest hair with black and gold beads. How's that?
Kyle, that's a sight that none of us really want to see, I promise. I promise. Thanks for joining us on Buffzone. We'll see you next week when Kyle gets the bag on his head.
I'm not wearing a bag on my head.
You'd look better.